What's up, guys? It's me, Crash. What do the influencers say these days? It's me, it's your boy Crash. Welcome in, like, comment, subscribe, follow me for more ideas. No, anyway. What's up, guys? It's episode 84, I do believe, of the scope of this terrible program. We talk about all the news of the FPS genre and what's been going on over this week. Blue had to dip out to take a phone call just before we went live, so he'll be right back. He'll be right back. No worries on that deal. But yeah, I think what we got going for the show today, we got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Gamescom preview, we're going to talk about some of the things that we know is coming to Gamescom. We're going to talk about things that are going to be at Gamescom. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. And then including in that, one we'll probably spend a little bit more time on than others is the Delta Force game. A lot of people are talking about that. I made a video about it. I was really excited. And then some stuff has come to light about that game that don't feel as exciting. So we'll probably check that stuff out. Then Modern Warfare 3, the official reveal came out, so I want to react to all the stuff going on in there. There's a lot of questions that I have going on with Modern Warfare 3 that I'm wrestling with, like the ethics and stuff of it. And just I also want to point out a few of the kind of scummy marketing COD things like that I've observed that they're doing with Modern Warfare 3. And then we're definitely going to talk about the Battlefield dev blog. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny. That was hilarious that was actually a dev blog that everyone talked about. And then there's going to be a couple quick shots. I think I have a sneeze coming. I'm not 100% sure.
Boom.
I don't know.
I'm here.
What's up, man?
Hello. Sorry, that was a very important phone call.
Talk to these people. I might sneeze.
Bless you, first of all. Also, secondly, hi, everyone.
Oh, it won't go away.
Good to see you guys. Glad we can make it. Why am I hearing two? Oh, because I didn't meet the stream. But yeah, no. What did I miss? Sorry,
I just
middle.
Yeah. I just did a rundown of everything we're going to talk about. I think we got a really cool episode with Gamescom previews and Delta Force. Starfield is getting close. That's kind of wild. Yeah, there's a new Battlefield killer, Delta Force, if you haven't known. Battlefield killer, that's what we talked about. And then Modern Warfare 3 and the hilarious Battlefield dev blog, and then maybe some quick shots here or there.
Oh Lord, I knew we were ready to talk about that one. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I can't wait till Monday.
Yeah,
Dude,
it was crazy.
Till we get to talk about this.
It was absolutely crazy. And then the other thing is, I hope everyone's all right from the weather, man. There's crazy weather. You got Hurricane Hillary over there in California, which Hillary's a funny name.
They also got hit by an earthquake at the same time.
A hurricane earthquake? Earthquake?
They called it something, and it was like they made like a movie poster of it and everything.
A quake-a-cane? Jeez, man. And
Hurricane.
I'm in and I worry about like the name Hillary, are people like just disappearing and stuff? Sorry, but anyway, the other thing is in Kansas right now, I'm in a heat bubble, allegedly is what it's called. So there was
it's literally you have like wind on the north side, wind on the south, and just right in the middle of like central United States, it's just a pulsating heat bubble that just gets hotter and less hot, then hotter again. It's crazy to see on a heat map. It's like it's breathing hot air right in the middle, right where Crash is at, pretty much.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the bubble, and I wish it would pop. Somebody needs to can I take my new 44 mag and shoot it up into the air and pop the bubble? Like, is that an option?
That's what Floridians did with the Chinese weather balloon. We just shot guns at it.
Florida men, all the Florida mans went outside and shot. That makes sense. I need a Florida man to come pop this heat bubble because it ain't cool. There was one of the cities in Kansas, Manhattan, Kansas. It's where Kansas State University is. They said they were the hottest place in the country yesterday, and they had a heat index of like 134 or something stupid because it was like 114 degrees
hot, dude,
with like 60% humidity still. Like, I don't even know how that's okay. Like, I don't know how it's not okay. I don't know how that's a thing. Because I thought once it gets so hot, it just zaps all of the humidity out of the air, and then it's dry. And it's a dry heat, but they didn't even get that. So
it's a dry heat.
It's not. It's bad. I'm so tired of it. I'm built for winter. I'm ready for cold. That's what I do.
I'm ready to wear flannels again. I can't wear flannels right now.
Dude.
That's why I'm wearing this lovely tropical shirt.
That is nice.
thought
That's a
I'd
nice shirt.
spice it up for you guys. Yeah, you know.
That's good. You got the empty room over there. You got the move coming on. You got everything going
Yep,
around.
it's literally like just like stuff that I'm carrying on hand in the car, and then just like off to my left, just a bunch of boxes stacked up, and the closets are empty. Behind me's empty. It's ready. We close on Friday. So then I the day before we go to the final inspection, I get to look at everything, and I'll be like, yep, that's where I'm putting my this is where well, I already know where my office is going, but I could finally be like, yep, I'm putting my table here. I got my green screen ready to go. I got, I'm making sure like I pack everything in my setup in its own specific box or boxes. So when I get there, I could just like, all right, these 2 boxes here, pull everything back out, connect it. And I got Xfinity now. No more, I'm like, because Spectrum has the monopoly here, but Xfinity has the monopoly over there. So I'm curious to see the difference between Xfinity internet, which also has gigabyte internet. So it'll be my first time with a gig up, gig down, stuff like that. So
that's crazy.
I'm ready for that.
That is crazy. I have to pay a lot of money for my 100 down and 40 up, and I had to upgrade. I had to upgrade to a business package to get the 40 up, because the highest residential one they offer where I live in the middle of nowhere is 10 up. So I have to pay like super extra for a little bit more up to like for YouTube streams and stuff.
Yeah,
terrible.
It's we've had to fight just to keep the price at the same, because they always say, oh, it's just a promotion, and it'll expire in a year. I'm like, nah, dude, we've been paying this the promotion price for since what 4 or 5 years now. So
nice. I do that with Sirius XM radio. I call them after it's over, and I'm
Sirius
like,
XM,
huh?
Just listen to Spotify like everyone else, man.
Dude, I go to places people don't understand this. I thrive and I go to places where there's no cell reception, there's no internet.
You know what though? I still listen to the regular radio. I have a couple of radio stations that I have on preset, just ready to go, usually.
And then the other thing is, if my family moves to where I want to in the next couple of years, I'm gonna be at the mercy of Starlink. Nowhere. I'm going to be at the mercy of Starlink. I wonder
what that's going to be like.
I don't know. It's getting better all the time. I super nerd out about Starlink, because that's probably what I'm going to have to do. And they're launching like their Gen 3 satellites already, and the speeds are getting better and better, and it's pretty cool stuff. But I'm hoping I can still do YouTube and stuff if I move. I hope there's enough internet to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know what else people can listen to on Spotify?
This podcast.
Heck yeah, you beautiful, lovely audio listener.
I'm glad you said that, Blue. This show is a syndicated podcast across all podcast platforms. And if you're interested in an audio only version, if you're interested in that audio experience, you yourselves can download this on any of the major platforms. You'll find us there. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Blue.
You're welcome. That's a good co-host to do.
You killed it, man. Epic segue. There's a massive amount of people that listen to us on a podcast platform,
which is crazy to think that this person right now listening to us, hey, focus on driving. All right, there you go. Maybe you have to remind someone you ever just space out when you drive one day and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm driving. Crap. No,
never.
No, you're not gonna admit that. Okay,
nope. Cool. I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. What games have you been playing lately? Because usually you're the one asking me that question.
Dude. I've had, man, with all the COD hype and stuff, it kind of got to me. Chat, don't leave. Hear me out. It kind of got to me, and I went back and played a lot of Search and Destroy this week and had so much fun.
Oh, okay, man. I thought you said you're gonna like pre-order once you saw the pre-order bundles.
The pre-order has not happened. No.
Scared me.
No. It's coming to the end of the season for Rainbow Six, and there starts to be like a lot more cheaters. I feel like towards the end of the season, it's like boosting up to get those last couple ranks or whatever for the end of the season. I really feel it. It's just like, let's just go space out and play some Rainbow Six or some Search and Destroy and have fun. And I had some great games. And then I started to kind of get envious. I don't know if I can spoil this, and I don't know if it's a big deal, but I actually just got confirmation before we went live. I haven't even told Blue yet. the guys from the Drop Shot, a Call of Duty podcast, are gonna come on here and talk Call of Duty with us. Probably
news to me. Heck yeah.
Probably in September. So those guys do an awesome job.
Sweet.
With their podcast. I've been listening to it over the last few weeks, and I really like their content. They're a lot of fun. So we're gonna have a really cool.
That's my that the September 4th, which would be the first Monday of September, is the day after my birthday, September 3rd. So
Whew.
Nice.
Man, what, you turning like 23? It's gonna be great.
I know. Yeah.
You excited? Big 2-3, baby.
Still young. No, 28. You know. So.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I am finding more gray hairs every now and then, though. So
I don't want to talk about it. At least you have hair, man. Like, I'd take gray hair over this.
I have luscious hair. Yeah. They keep saying if I keep wearing hats, it would not be beneficial for me. But also in my family, like my granddad had so much hair in his like 80s, like late 80s, just a full head of hair. So I think I'm all right in that department.
Man, genetics is undefeated for me.
Except I can't grow a beard. So yeah, that's where you got the genetics. I can't grow nothing. I can't even grow a goatee. I could grow a mustache. I can have like a little like Spaniard mustache, but that's about it.
I was actually hoping we weren't going to talk about beards today because I have a righteous neck beard going, man. Like I haven't shaved in a minute. It's not good. I don't usually let myself go like this, but I'm a little scruffy. But
did you see real quick also what Pestily tweeted a while ago on the 15th about the cheaters in Tarkov?
That there was a lot of them.
Hear about the news? Yeah. Oh, yeah, clearly. But he said specifically, out of 68 deaths he had this wipe, 37 of them were cheaters.
Let's caveat this. Because I have seen a few posts of other creators saying that the Tarkov wipe is going really well. And I was actually just thinking about that before we went live, that it's weird that we haven't talked about Tarkov very much. There was a new wipe and like I haven't been super into it.
Cheaters in Rainbow Six Siege, and I instantly got reminded of that.
So there are a lot of cheaters, but you also have to keep in mind a lot of those cheaters target popular players. So, and Pestily's like the biggest streamer.
Yeah.
So a lot of them will like stream snipe and target those guys, and they're even able. I've seen people talk about cheats. I listened to the podcast POG Cast with Jesse Kazam and Veritas, they're Tarkov creators, and they talked about like being targeted before. Cheaters can know what like your gamer tag is, your in-game name is, and they can queue
also
with you.
Like that those like set of numbers when you load into a game and you see. You can tell which server you're on.
Is that what that is? I thought that was build.
I think that's what that is.
Interesting.
I think there's a couple other numbers there. I could be wrong, but I remember it's like stream snipers would use that information. So some people like take their webcam and like scoot it over and block that, you know? So yeah, it sucks for them.
I think cheating's a really big problem in Tarkov. True, but I think that number is a little bit inflated by him being Pestily. That's all.
That, but then you also remember that the video that you know guy made of you know, so
no, it's bad.
Kind of hard to justify it, but yeah. Anyways,
that kills the game for a lot of people. The reason I haven't done it, and I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, the reason I haven't played this wipe very much is just because I cannot bring myself to go back through and do those tasks again. Like I've done it so many times, I don't want to do them again. I don't want to unlock the traders. I don't want to go get the pocket watch. I don't want to get the letter. I don't want a delivery from the past. I don't want to go look at the. Just don't want to do it again. Done it a lot. I will come back to the game when they change up the quest line. But also Tarkov Arena. I do want to see too. But
that's
playing,
I'm waiting for that.
Playing S&D this week got me just a little bit hyped up for Modern Warfare 3, but not. Guys, just don't worry. I'm still Crash. It's still me. I still understand how scummy their business practices are. And we're definitely going to point them out today.
I mean,
some of the things we're doing.
Watching we'll talk about it more. I feel like, you know, let me hold off before I go off on a rant. Let me hold off.
We'll get to it.
I felt it. I felt it.
But the thing it did to me is it made me wish I could be like an S&D and Rainbow Six creator, because I've been so like over the last year or two, I've been so passionate about those game modes. And I look at him a different way, and they use my like, because I watch a Handler. He's a YouTuber that does he basically just takes, he's super talented at Search and Destroy, and he just takes like his best rounds and edits them together. And the edits are pretty simple, but the rounds are just really clean. In his like rendering and everything, the game looks super crispy, and then he plays chill lo-fi over it, and he just slaps kids around in S&D. It's like, man, I wish I could make videos like that and be successful, because it's just a cool, it's such a cool vibe. His videos are so cool. But I know if I posted a S&D video on my channel that started off with Battlefield, people would riot. It would be a mutiny. Probably lose half the subscribers overnight. But I wish I could do some stuff like that. And then editing for Iron, it's made me like really start to enjoy telling stories from gameplay and editing together in that way.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
We'll start when I get rich and famous, we'll start a second channel for search and destroy gameplay. I'll be too old to play it by then. I'm already too old to play it by then. But anyway, talking a little bit about, do you want to talk about what you've been up to? You're just all about moving right now, right?
Really just moving. Yeah, I made a video.
There's a sneeze callback
recently. Bless you. Yesterday, actually, just in the middle of editing it right now. I haven't uploaded in like 10 days, so it's been just straight nonstop. Also, just spending time with family, spending time outside, just kind of focus more on that. So, but yeah, I got a video coming out tomorrow, and then get that stream later tonight. But other than that, really just focused on packing, and the only games I've been playing are just games on my own, like just going back to like playing some old RTS games, and pretty much that's it. I did try Halo Infinite. I remember we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And I tried out the multiplayer again. It feels smooth. I'm not upset about it. I feel like I need to relearn how to play Halo again, but I was almost tempted to plug in my controller though, just to see if it would make a difference. But I stuck it out. I stuck it out. No, I stuck it out with mouse and keyboard. That. I was there. I was two hands. So, and I will say a lot of I know people complain about the armor in Halo Infinite. And I only played like a round or two, so I don't have that much time into it. And it took me a while to find a game. I don't know, maybe I was doing something wrong. I know there's players, but when I was just look up like just basic like big team battle or team slayer, for some reason it would be like, okay, maybe it's his first world problems, but I don't know, 3 to 3.5 minutes seems a little bit too long for a game as big as Halo. So I don't know, maybe I was sitting there waiting. I'm like, I thought I would find a game instantly, but that was my only gripe. But other than that, the melee feels good, the shooting feels good, the weapons feel usable. So it's still super early, so I will report next week once I get some more time. And I feel like if I get time this week too, because it's gonna be just packing and finishing up packing, and then inspecting the house, taking the truck, moving everything. I'm gonna like redo the garage floor. It's a lot. It's a lot. So.
Oh yeah, dude, moving is super hectic. So we touched on Tarkov Arena a little bit. You know where that'll be playable at? Gamescom.
I'm excited.
So let's talk about Gamescom just a little bit, about what is allegedly coming there. I think we should, while I'm thinking about it, do you want to talk about Delta Force? Did you?
Yeah, I grew up playing Delta Force.
I want to talk to somebody that has, because I didn't, and I want to know what it was like. The original Delta Force.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds so like a lot of those games back in the day were not all of the same caliber, but at the same time, like, you had what was it, US Navy SEALs, SOCOM and stuff like that. You had but that was third person, and then you also had Delta Force, which is first. And then I played a lot of Black Hawk Down, especially because when the movie came out and stuff like that. Actually, when did the movie come out? I believe it came out before. Could be wrong. Yeah, it came out before. So yeah, so like the movie came out, and then the game came out, and it's based off a real world experience. So it's not like, oh, they copied the movie. No, they're copying from the actual operation in Mogadishu. So it's weird to see the difference. I know the same company is behind it, Nova Logic. And these guys were, I mean, they were making games back in like 98. That's when I think when they first 98, 99, I think when they first came. I was really big into the Delta Force series of games back then. That's actually probably one of the main reasons why I joined the military in the first place, was because of those games. It was definitely a psyop. It was definitely a marketing tactic for sure. They got me. Man, they got me to sign a couple years away. But now looking at the latest reveal trailer for Delta Force, the first couple things that I saw that threw me off was like, one, the recon arrow. So like the lady just taking the arrow, recon arrow out. I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind that. Like the first, it's crazy how like it did a 180, because like the initial like first like 10 to 15 seconds was like Black Hawk Down, super gritty, minigun on the rooftop, a couple headshots here and there. All of a sudden, recon arrow out, and then the guy in the next clip powering up. It's like, whoa, where is this coming from? Yep. This feels very like, I don't know if it's going to be arcadey. I don't know. I would assume it's not going to be Battlefield-esque. I feel like it's going to be. It kind of reminds me of like those old War Rock games, or just something along those lines. I don't know. We'll see. This is definitely a game that I totally forgot about. So for it to come back out of nowhere and then do combined arms as well too, I've been craving that. And that's actually the video I'm making of like what makes a Battlefield game, Battlefield, and like combined arms gameplay, squad tactics. Like if they can somehow incorporate all of that, maybe depending how OP the power-ups are, I guess, or the different skill sets each operator have, maybe I can play it, but I don't know. We don't know. There's not enough information yet. Again, it's a very flashy trailer, a lot of cool explosions. The one thing that also worries me is that it's also made for mobile as well. So they have to keep that in mind when developing the game, that it's going to be across all platforms, including mobile. So I'm expecting a horrible UI because of just the way more like, was it a PC port to mobile or a mobile port to PC?
Yeah.
Or was it built for both and they somehow found I feel like it's really hard to find a proper balance for that. So like, am I gonna be fighting against Android players while I'm playing on PC? Like, how's that gonna work?
It's hard to tell, and that's where I'm at too. I originally saw it and got really excited because it looked, I mean, that last part. So I think as they went through the trailer, they showed the campaign that's going to be modeled after Black Hawk Down. That's what they were showing with the helicopter. And then they kind of went through and they morphed it into like multiplayer. When you see the guy run through the smoke,
that's when I got excited.
Yeah, and then it looks like the Iwo Jima map, like that black sand beach map from Battlefield 5.
That's what I was expecting. Caves on the left-hand side of that guy. Yeah,
and you see all that stuff going on, and you're like, dude, okay, this is cool, man. But then I had to take steps back for some of the things you said. So along the lines of what you said, by mobile, it's being designed and developed by, I don't know how to say it. It's TIMI. I don't know if it's Teamy, like whatever. Teamy Studios. Don't know. But they are the ones that are head of development for Call of Duty Mobile, so COD Mobile. So that's who's working on this one too. So you're going to get mobile aspects in this game. That makes me worried. First thing. Second thing, I almost threw up when I saw the specialist things, like you did too. The power up thing where he was running, and then I've seen a couple people pick it apart on Twitter or X.
I don't think there's enough information to pick it apart, other than if you want to get into like the details, like specific weapons and stuff. But
well, there was one where when they were shooting the Deagle, a rifle casing came out of it. It was not a Deagle. It was not a 50 caliber 44.
Yeah, that's probably just bad development, or just people don't know about firearms sometimes.
The one thing that was picked apart that was really weird, the tack sprint that you see when he runs through the smoke is exactly the same tack sprint that's in Call of Duty. So it's like,
well, THQ Nordic, I believe, is probably one of the developers behind this. I could be wrong about that. Well, because I know back in the day, THQ Nordic bought all of Nova Logic's franchise which includes Delta Force, and then they're also run with EA. So I don't know. It's very, because like I don't know how many. It feels like this game has changed hands too many times
Yeah.
over the years.
But I just know the specialist thing isn't going to hit, and you're taking a massive amount of your potential audience away by doing that. But I mean, they don't know. They're probably just designing their own game and staying in their own lane, which is what they should be doing. But there's just weird stuff like that.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
And I mean, I could see them using this.
Was it? It comes. I think there were full reveals coming out opening night.
Yeah. So tomorrow. We'll find out more about this tomorrow.
Oh crap! It's already tomorrow. Shoot, that was quick, dude.
Yeah. Again, this is another episode of our podcast where we're just like a day too early.
We're a day early. God dang it!
so we're gonna have to come back from Gamescom like next week and talk about it. Like we're early again, but I can see them copying a lot of like the FPS controller and the mechanics from COD, because they're one of the studio groups behind Call of Duty. So I feel like they could have used some of that code as a basis for theirs, and that's where you see that tac sprint. That's exactly like Call of Duty. So it might feel more COD-like, and then the specialists were a huge bummer. But it's a game in a space that there's not that many of them, so you gotta watch it. I mean, you gotta pay attention to it and see what they're gonna actually do.
I didn't watch Ghost Gaming's video, but I liked the title. I haven't sat down to watch videos in a while, but to see like, and it made sense of like, because why does Gamescom always have the Battlefield killers, quote unquote, reveal come out? Like World War III did the same thing back in the day. Now you have this game doing it in Gamescom, and it feels like, because every time it feels like not Call of Duty, Battlefield starts to dip, other games try to take into that realm of realistic military shooters.
Battlefield's always dipping anymore, so that's just whenever. Unfortunately,
got him.
Hey, shots fired, pew pew. But I don't know. I was really like, the first time I watched through this, I was really excited, and then I started looking at it closer, and I got bummed. And
once I
rewatched
it,
I got kind of bummed about it. So.
Well, you know what? It's hard to get excited for games anymore, especially when it's a new, not a new franchise, but a re-emerging franchise. Still new to a lot of people, so it might as well be a brand new series. Because they say it's a tactical first-person shooter when they describe it on like IGN or any of those like gaming articles and stuff like that. And I think even what was it, like in an interview with IGN, the CEO or whatever the titles are, Shadow Guo from Timmy, was saying that that their team has always been interested in creating realistic military shooters or something like that. So where does the realism part come in?
Yeah, that's what I talked about in my video. I used that article you're talking about in my video, and it's like you have him saying that, and then you show like specialists with power-ups and recon arrows. It's just like,
exactly,
which is it, man? Because that doesn't reflect what he said.
No, it doesn't.
Unless you're talking campaign, like the campaign modeled around Black Hawk Down, that could be probably super realistic and tactical, and then you got some cheesy.
I can definitely see that being a good campaign. Or you know what? Maybe not. Only because I've seen. I don't know why. Watching that gameplay trailer, it reminded me of there is this really bad. Remember the movie Battle Los Angeles?
No. I never watch movies.
You never watch movies back
in the day?
I don't know. There was a game regardless, there was a game that came out of that movie, and it was from like the Xbox 360 arcade, and it kind of reminded me of it. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to be very linear, very just, straightforward. I'm sure it is, yeah. If anything, it's just going to be like an introduction to the mechanics of the game, so then you go play multiplayer. So
yeah. Then at the end of the day,
hey, it's free to play.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm not excited yet, because World War III showed how hard it is to make a game that could compete with a game like Battlefield. It's just,
even
it's not easy.
What was it? Yeah, like even what was it when games try, like good games, like I feel like Call of Duty tried to get a hook on that aspect. They can't even do what Battlefield did. Battlefield is the only one that can do what Battlefield uh used to do, I would say.
It
Not
sure
now,
feels like
but
it.
I don't see another development company coming in and taking that throne for a long time.
Yep. So,
But regardless, I like the old games. Old games are fun. Playing back on a PlayStation 2.
well, like, yeah, the Delta Force stuff just kind of came out of nowhere. About the rest of Gamescom, but we are allegedly supposed to know more about Gamescom. Opening night live is tomorrow with Jeff Keighley at like 2 p.m. Eastern time. I think
Keighley.
And it's supposed to be like over almost 2 hours of like with like 30 trailers and a whole bunch of stuff. And then there's also the featured game show later in the week. So we'll a week from today, we will be reacting to all that stuff here, everything that we found out, because there could be a couple other FPS games floating around that we don't know about yet,
that haven't been announced.
I'm sure there'll be more stuff on those games, like Immortals of Avium will probably be there. We do know they're gonna Starfield won't be playable. So the biggest thing that people I think are looking at are like Xbox. The Starfield will not be playable. Tarkov Arena will be playable. I'll really hope that somebody makes a video or talks about how the game feels that is qualified to do so. The other thing that I think is pretty excited is Stalker 2 will be playable. I know Blue's excited about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, finally get to see some gameplay about that.
So at the Xbox booth, people will be able to play Stalker 2. That's really exciting to hear.
It's crazy to think about Stalker finally coming to console.
It could be happening. And then yeah, like Marquez says in chat, like the big ones we're all waiting on, X Defiant Finals, Arc Raiders, and Heartland. I'm hoping we hear stuff about that. It's confirmed Ubisoft is going to be there because they're talking about Assassin's Creed Mirage. I'm kind of like, I got it in the back of my head. I've done this to myself before, so I'm not going to get excited about it, but I feel like it'd be cool if they kind of launched X Defiant, during this time. Well, they play maybe like a launch trailer during opening night live. And a few games do this every once in a while where they launch it right then, they're like, here's the trailer. And then at the end, Jeff Keighley's like, oh, and by the way, you can play X Defiant live right now. And then they launch it. Like sometimes that happens. And he talks like that. That's exactly how he talks. So I'm hoping they kind of do that with X Defiant because it's got to be close because like I said in that last video and a few weeks ago, X Defiant is a featured game in that contest that takes place on September 2nd. So we're running out of days until September 2nd. So
yep.
It would be cool. It would be cool to see that. That's in the back of my mind. Anytime I get excited for that, I'm often disappointed. So I'm not trying to make shit up. What else is going to be at Gamescom? I don't know.
I'm expecting a release date of some sort, hopefully, for Heartland.
Man, a release date for Heartland would be so good to know.
Something, because like they said, late 2023, early 2024, around that time. So,
what are your thoughts on Starfield?
That seems pretty Bethesda-like to not showcase gameplay because they're probably not ready. Look at Fallout 76, the way that released.
Yeah.
And that was a franchise they knew and worked with forever. And now all of a sudden you want people to expect a brand new franchise that it's going to be the next generation of gaming. Like, everything from them arguing that 30 FPS is the cinematic standard to, I don't know. I don't want to get excited. I feel I told people not to pre-order it. I know a lot of people that have. So
but yeah, I guess Microsoft is one of the big players there with those. And then they are going to have Payday 3 as well playable there. That's what I know as far as shooters. Some other stuff that like would be really cool to see. This stuff from Embark Studios, like you talked about, would be really cool to get some more information from there. And then we'll hear about Delta Force. Oh, at some point we should maybe be getting some teases for what's to come with the Star Wars FPS game. That's been going on for a year or two, so you'd think they would talk about it. pretty soon. That's the one that's like a super low chance of happening, but I'm still looking for. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Nothing. There's gonna be nothing Battlefield wise. Tarkov Arena. We might get another trailer for Tarkov Arena at opening night live for sure. That would make sense since it's playable there. It'd be cool. We might get some more. Maybe look at some different maps or some different types of game modes for Tarkov Arena. That would be really cool.
Something.
Yeah, Armored Core is going to be there, and game I'm not super interested in.
I'm excited for Armored Core.
I know
about. Oh, I've played. Yeah, well, I'm excited for it regardless.
From Software, so you got to be kind of excited. Because I remember
playing it back in the day too, so just to see what's changed.
I've never really played it too much. But yeah, there was a trailer.
Are you into mech gameplay?
Not really. Like Titanfall. Is like
that's about it.
Mechy as I've gotten.
Yeah.
I wonder if because there is a trailer. There's a trailer for everything.
That's a game that I feel like if you need to be into like mech warfare to really want to play. So it's not for everyone for sure.
And then there's going to be some more information about Modern Warfare 3 as well too. What I'm really expecting is probably a mission from the campaign. I feel like this is what happened last year. They showed that Darkwater mission gameplay from Call of Duty at Gamescom last year. I really think, where they showed him boarding the ship and getting and going
the oil rig and stuff.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably see like a full mission playthrough for Modern Warfare 3.
We'll see. I mean, again, the thing about Modern Warfare 3 too, when the reveal trailer came out, I'm looking at all these cinematics. It's like, yeah, but it's not a campaign.
Yeah. Rockhound Black says, who is, by the way, the definitive source on all things Embark Studios. Check out his channel if you are interested in those games. He will keep you incredibly up to date, way better than us. The final says planned third beta before launch. No official announcement from Embark on the dates yet, though. So don't expect a surprise launch from the finals. There still needs to be another beta to happen before that. So
yeah, I expected that from the last beta. I mean, I don't know if he knows too much, but I know some of my friends were also saying that there was reported hackers in the last beta.
In the last beta?
In the finals.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Some people were saying it throughout, the realm and stuff like that. So
it wouldn't surprise me with it being on Unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, people know the engine and also are terrible. But yeah, check out his channel. It'll keep you up to date on that. Up to dated English. Wow. He'll keep you up to date on that stuff. Why do I have a FPS program when I can't even talk? Also, Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk will be there too. If you're a Cyberpunk fan, that's going to be a big expansion as well. But I need in my soul information about Division Heartland. Please write your congressmen and senators. Make it happen. Come on.
I need something, man. That's literally the one game I'm gonna main, and I'm gonna make content about. I'm just ready to just go all hands on deck with that game because I had so much fun with that test. This was like, yes, this is the Division that I wanted to play. It felt really cool, the day and night cycle. It felt really nice with the no meta builds. That it's just, I'm not looking for named gear. I'm looking just for good stuff, like normal extraction games. Man, all of it. I'm just ready for it. And it wasn't a bad looking game either. And it's free to play.
So if you know Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, call him up.
Yep.
Get this going. He can come on. He can come on the podcast and comment if he wants to. I know he probably watches, so that's his open invitation. Yves, come on over. Let's talk about Heartland. Let's get this thing going, pal. Let me know what I need to do to get this thing out the door. All right. I want to play it. I really want a chill single player shooter game that I can hang out with chat and play. Please. Thank you. That's all I had for you, Yves. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. We'll find out tomorrow.
You know
Again,
if that VR Assassin's Creed game is gonna be there, Nexus?
I don't. I just saw all I saw in the articles was
It
Mirage.
was Mirage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to see more about that VR game.
We are 2 p.m. Eastern. So 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow's opening night live. A 2-hour live showcase of everything going on. And then, yeah, hoping for, yeah, I need Arena too. I need some things to happen at this Gamescom. But next week, we'll meet back here and talk about what all happened and what went down and react to it. It'll be sweet. Cool.
I'm excited. All
right. The next thing, if you guys know, as we do, we have the podcast way too early to catch the news of that current week, like we did last week. And the thing that we're talking about was the Modern Warfare 3 reveal. That did happen. Okay.
It was a thing.
So let's talk about it just a little bit about what the hell's going on. Okay. I have it here.
You got it? Because
it's happening.
I got some stuff to say.
How do you so what let me tell you what I got going here. Sorry again, podcast listeners. I have the announcement pulled up that talks about everything that they officially announced, and I could talk about that and we could go through it and react as we go. Or is there something you wanted to say right away?
No. You go first. My thoughts are forming.
Okay, it's gonna happen. Don't worry, Chad. It's gonna happen. For the first time in back-to-back years, Call of Duty returns with a direct sequel to Call of Duty. It's called Modern Warfare 3. We all know that stuff. If we talk about the campaign, we've seen that Makarov is going to be the main antagonist in the direct sequel to the record-breaking Modern Warfare 2. Blah, blah, blah. The only thing that's different about this one is there's going to be open combat missions. Exciting innovation to the Call of Duty campaign. Not only do these complement the cinematic missions you've come to expect, but they also provide you with numerous additional choices regarding your methods of mission completion. For example, if you prefer to use stealth techniques, you may wish to undertake an OCM with a lights out approach using night vision goggles and suppressed weapons and complete your objectives without your adversaries knowing that you were even there. However, if loud explosions and reckless abandon are part of your repertoire, strap an extra armor plates onto your torso and hit those targets head on. So there's going to be some open combat. It sounds like side quests, right? That you can play differently, which sounds pretty cool to make it like not linear.
It kind of reminds me of what was it? Their
raid?
Their missions from Modern. Yeah, raid missions. Yeah. Well, not even that. Well, yeah, the right. Well, the one when the helicopter was chasing after was like the second raid mission. That was I felt a little bit more open than the rest of them.
I didn't play them.
You didn't play. You didn't get the achievements, man.
No. I'm like
the cool skins.
I'm like movies and campaigns. I don't watch movies and I don't play very many campaigns. So that's on me. I did play the main campaign for Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. So, but it sounds like they're at least making some improvements to campaign. So that's good if you're into that. This is my biggest mental debate in my head about multiplayer maps. It is confirmed. This was leaked a lot, and now we kind of get all the specifics of it. All 16 launch maps from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 have been modernized both graphically and with meticulous attention given to the authenticity and aspects of the maps that made them so popular. So, all of the maps at launch are going to be modernized versions of the 16 launch maps from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's it. This is going to be a game with 0 new originally designed maps. Thoughts on that?
New maps.
How do you feel about that?
That's not content. It's not content. You can't just recycle old stuff and make it look pretty.
I'm so torn.
If this was Modern Warfare 2 remastered, sure. But it isn't. It's Modern Warfare 3 in the year 2023.
That's it. Because if you remember when Infinite Warfare came out and they panicked and they did COD 4 remastered, like how much was that? It wasn't that much. It was like $15 or something. And that was all the remastered maps of that. Now you're having the mainline title is all remastered maps. Yep. So personally,
and you're still expected to pay full price.
Right. So like from a personal standpoint, from like Crash's experience in this game, I didn't play COD in 2009. So these are going to be like new to me, and it's going to be 16 maps, which is like, that's pretty darn good. Like that's quite a few maps.
On paper, it looks good.
But then I think about what is actually happening. And what is actually happening is they're making an entire new game that they worked on for however long this Sledgehammer has been working on since Modern Warfare 2. And all they did was remaster maps, which has already been done with COD 4, and it set the precedent that that could be just an add-on. But the main game is all remastered maps. And then on top of that, another good thing that on the surface sounds cool is they have confirmed 12 new maps, similar to what, pretty much exactly what X Defiant did. They're saying 12 new maps for over the coming year in DLC, which is like, that's pretty good. But then I can guarantee you the vast majority of those are going to be sectioned off parts of Los Alamos, which is going to be the Battle Royale map. So what they're doing is they're making a new title. They're going to make billions of dollars, and all they're going to be having to do work-wise from like a development standpoint is make one new map.
Yep.
And then they're going to section that off. That's going to be your 12 unique maps.
Content with cosmetics. And
yeah, man, it's crazy. It's like, it feels like a cash grab, like being like, but they're also just being efficient.
It's the epitome of cash grabs, but they worded it so well to the casual consumer base where they make it seem like they're getting their money's worth, and when in reality they're not.
And they're actually
this is the new standard for AAA developers, and it sickens me.
But they're feasting on nostalgia. They are cashing in on nostalgia, because I have seen largely on X. See, I got it on X, not Twitter. That people are excited. Like they're like, hell yeah, these maps are coming back. That's great. And for me, like,
know what? I was looking at the comments, and I was looking at them like, dude, do you guys not see?
Yeah, not big picture.
Blindfold that the veil that they're putting over your face right now, like forget everything going on behind here. Look at the nostalgia. Look at the nostalgia. Forget everything else. Look at the nostalgia maps. Nostalgic maps. It's just, holy crap, man. Like, this is why you guys need to watch this podcast and tell a friend, share with a friend, tell them to watch the show, because we'll tell them the truth.
And then it's like selfishly, my experience with this game, because I'll buy it because I really like playing Search and Destroy, is going to be fine, right? But it feels dirty because this is like such a...
As long as you feel dirty buying it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm going to feel dirty. I'm probably going to put in my credit card information like at 3 a.m. when everyone's sleeping, so nobody catches me.
We need to kick Crash off the podcast just for that statement alone.
Come on, man. Well, I already fired the production team, so we'll both go.
And then also and then it's like the cherry on top. You pre-order now and get the Nemesis Operator pack. It's just like, God damn it, you're already starting. You're already starting, and it hasn't even come out yet. Like, the 50 tier skips and stuff like that. They make it seem like pre-ordering it is worth the extra what's the pre-order bundle called or price? The Vault Edition.
I don't know. Pre-orders now available.
$99.
$99.
$100. Holy crap for some skins.
Yeah, people will buy it.
Oh my god, they're gonna make so much money off of this game. That's what pisses me off.
And then the amount of
money they're gonna be making from this.
And then it comes full circle. That's why I'm excited to get the Drop Shot guys' opinions on this, because it comes full circle to where they're going to make billions and billions of dollars, and all they had to do was design one map. But you can be devil's advocate with that as well, Blue, and say, what did Fortnite do? Like, some of those giant BRs only made one map, and they made a bunch.
I've never played Fortnite.
I know, but I'm saying, like, if you're talking about like the amount of development and work into a game versus the amount of money made, it's like
true. But I think look at what Fortnite's doing with the Unreal Engine and
now,
giving
yeah.
it out for free and stuff like that. And then also on top of that, it is a free to play game from the start. And on top of that, the battle royale, they went in expecting the battle royale genre to be a side project.
Well,
because it was the save the world mode was their main game. That was their main focus. And then the battle royale just blew up, and then they just switched gears to that. You know.
well,
So I mean, yeah, sure, the whole like same map over, I mean, yeah, they did those cool like what was it? This is from me looking at the game from a distance. I've never played it myself, but like a lot the amount of hype that was around Fortnite when they changed the map and events happened, that alternate universes and whatever else they did. Like people were excited for that. That was still, I feel like that was work going into it. But then again, now you look at what the Fortnite Unreal Engine editor is doing in the background. How much has the team split off or been divided to work on that, then to work on the game itself, then to bring in different franchises as well. So like, I mean, I expect Fortnite to be a cartoony battle royale game that's meant for kids to play. That's what I see. And it's free to play at the end of the day as well, too. But for this, you're paying $70 just to play the same stuff from 2009, 2010, whatever, or 2010, or whenever it came out.
Would you pay $70 for Battlefield 3 remaster? People probably would.
Not $70. Not $70.
I don't know, man.
50. I'd pay 50.
Hey, inflation.
I'd pay 50. If
inflation, by the time they do it, it'll be 70. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, again, brand new games back then. I'm not gonna lie, you had me there for a little bit. I was like,
the first time.
No. EA, I know how they are. But at the same time, again, like how expensive games, again, a $40, $50 game back then in the early 2000s, that was market price. Inflation does have a thing with that. So, I mean, also, I can get into the value of the American dollar, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Yeah, $100 for a pre-order for some skins, all that. I think people who pre-order the game are, because I also like I look at it also like I have family that plays it religiously. Like my brother himself, him and his friends play it, and and I think we had this conversation last week about the only game that's installed on certain consoles is just Call of Duty. And that's the only game that my brother plays. He'll play some Forza on the side, but like with his friends, they always get on Call of Duty. So I know him and his friend group, and that's about 4 to 5 people probably, are gonna buy or pre-order the game and be excited for it. Yeah. That's good for them. But I feel like at the same time, if they knew, I don't know, like, do you ruin their fun just to be like, Call of Duty sucks? Or do you let them have their fun for if they have the income for it? I don't know. It's a conversation that I feel like I'd be excited to have with the Call of Duty guys.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I don't think you do, because it sounds like, I mean, somebody that pays $70 and plays it several hours a week, they probably got their money out of it. I just like,
I feel like if you get your money's worth, but at the same time, like for me, I'm just like, no, like that's not the point. I feel like you need to hold AAA developers accountable for the price and the content, and that's what I feel like people don't pay attention to.
Yeah, I basically just look at it like, people do what you want to do. I'm probably gonna buy it. I super encourage people not to buy the skins, because it's just so ridiculous, and I feel like our audience is not going to have that issue, right? So I'm like, it doesn't really do me any good to say that. It's obvious. I think the skins are ridiculously priced, and they ruin gaming by not giving us playable content. But at the same time, I'll buy this to play Search and Destroy with my friends, and I'll get my money's worth out of it over the year. But I am not going to I'm not going to buy a battle pass. I'm not going to buy a skin pack. I'm not going to buy a black cell. Like, they're getting out of me for Call of Duty. They're getting out of me what they used to. I'm going to buy the base version of the game, and I'm going to play Search and Destroy.
Base game, and then that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Because I mean, again, those pre-order bundles, those skins normally don't
no
give
pre-orders.
you benefits normally.
And
No
and I'm gonna
pre-order.
have to, and I bet where they get the most pre-orders is from people wanting to get in the beta early, like seeing other people play it. Yeah, and I agree with what, and I definitely get
and
what
people get paid money to showcase the game and have good reactions. I'm sorry, that's how it is. All right, even people that might not even enjoy the game will get paid enough to be like, oh, be just to be, like 2 seconds on a trailer or something like that.
But ever since they started the the early access to the beta by pre-ordering, that just cashing in on FOMO, like pre-orders are always going to be astronomical for Call of Duty just because of that. But yeah, what Sean's saying, if you do, and there's a lot of games like that, even BattleBit, in my opinion, if you kind of extrapolate out how much it costs to go to a movie versus how much time you get out of it, yeah, it's
That's
not,
always been, but that's not even a Call of Duty argument. That's a gaming argument, and
Yeah.
I, for one, would rather pay money to play a game than go see a movie. Yes, I like seeing movies anyways. I'm just a movie buff anyways, but I'd rather pay the money to go play a game that I
Right.
have,
Agreed. So,
oh man,
no, sadly, I'm not done.
Also,
So-
the live stream after that I'm doing is no longer. It's just a conversation, so we're good on that. So we got a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah, let me know if you got a bill, but the rest of this won't be too much. So yeah, I've been torn about that in the fact that they're going to be making one map for the entire game, and that's going to be the Call of Duty experience. The 16 launch maps, okay, that's where it talks about getting 12 maps, and then they're going to have large scale locations. Ground war and war modes return, so you're going to have like a war mode experience, which is cool. But again, I feel like all of this stuff is going to take place on the Almaz or the Los Alamos map. Yeah, 12 all new core 6v6 maps. That's great. There they do say 12 all new core 6v6 maps over the year. So that's not terrible. So yeah,
all new
core
maps.
That's what it says.
How many seasons?
They usually end up being 5 or 6, but over the year, 12 over 12. It says over 12 all new core 6v6 maps will fuel post launch live seasons.
At least that's a little bit more focused on the multiplayer than it is than Warzone right now.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
That'll be cool.
I was tired of the focus of all Warzone content or all DMZ content. Like, what about the people that don't play any of that?
Yep. Then there's a new gameplay innovation called Tac Stance. Did you see this?
No.
So it's a breach and clear with a new tactical stance feature with a perfect middle ground between hip fire and aiming. There's like a soft aim like in PUBG.
Point shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They call it tac stance. Yeah.
The operator unshoulders a weapon, holds a canted firing position. You can toggle in and out of tac stance dynamically while ADSing. Tac stance traits precise accuracy for improved mobility and handling. Assigned to be useful in aggressive close quarter combat situations. By default, you fire in tac stance while sliding. So I picture it like have to have 2.
It's just like if you're looking at it from like from a Call of Duty, it's probably just like the weapon's gonna go from like hip fire to just canted into like bottom center of the screen. Something
I'm not sure.
Lines, probably.
I'm guessing center. I would equate it to something like we've seen before in PUBG. I don't know if you remember in PUBG, you could either full ADS or you could do like a soft aim where it slowed you down, but it tightened up your bloom. And it kind of did like a partial.
That's probably what it's going to be, something along those lines. Yeah,
again, it's
just point shooting, but with a different name. So
I'm going to have to put it on a different keybind, and that bums me out. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going to put that on my mouse.
Exactly. It's NVG gameplay. When you play with night vision goggles in Call of Duty with the laser, when the gun points exactly what that is. That's exactly what that is. Yeah, you're right, Thor. Thank you for that.
But you'll be able to use that. You'll be able to use that even without NVG.
Just normally, just on close quarters. I mean, it could be cool. But
I'm mad about it. Because I don't know where I'll put it on my mouse. I don't know. I don't have any buttons left.
You gotta get those like 12 extra macro buttons on here.
There's new stuff with aftermarket parts to construct unique weapon configurations, such as whatever. Everybody just uses the meta stuff. It doesn't really matter. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming, and we talked about this. Map voting, classic mini map behavior, chosen perks available, basically reverting everything that Infinity Ward did. Covert sneakers perk allows for silent movement like Ninja. Core multiplayer health is increased to 150, so there's a longer time to kill. Hardcore mode, still hardcore mode. Yeah, the classic mini map with the red dots that everybody wanted. So yeah, and then there's the conspiracy theory floating around. We covered this last week, so we don't have to beat a dead horse here, but there is the conspiracy where they just held off on adding all this stuff that people wanted so they could use it for marketing on this game and get your $70 again, because the other people already bought it. But yeah, essentially a massive thing of what they're doing, what Sledgehammer's doing, is reverting everything that Infinity Ward did. That was controversial. Slide cancel is coming. Reload cancel is coming. Mantling is faster. You can fire during and immediately after sliding. Like, they're just putting it all back like how it was. It's going to be a little bit faster gameplay. I'm fine with it. I don't care. I'll play however. Yeah, I don't mind the fastness.
I don't. I mean, Twitchy. Yeah, we had this conversation last time. Twitchy gameplay and stuff like that. So
that's why I like to play Search.
Regardless.
That's why I like to play Search, because if people play that fast,
it does feel good when you do a nice flick on someone and you actually take them out because of that, because you had a faster reaction time than they did, or you just, I don't know, it feels good. I actually took a really cool I took a cool S&D clip and I edited it down into story form how I'd want to, just for me. I should put it up and see how many, like 8 views it gets. But then you got carry forward. We talked about this stuff last week, where everything's going to come over. Here's the next one. Here, I just want you guys to be aware of the marketing practices here, right? Here's the next thing that they're going to do that I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about. Call of Duty Zombies is coming back. Modern Warfare Zombies. Yeah.
Okay, what they're doing.
A lot of people aren't talking about that.
Are you ready for what's going to happen? Okay. So think about.
I mean, that's the one thing I was actually looking forward to. Not looking forward to, but looking at.
But you're not ready for this marketing 5-head chess play right here that they're going to do.
Mark. Oh, okay.
You ready for this?
Let's see.
So what's happening is this is going to take place on the new map. So if you look at one of their blog posts, actually Charlie Intel talked about it. So the Modern Warfare Zombies mode, which is going to be behind the paywall, is going to take place on the new Warzone map. The new Warzone map is not coming to the free-to-play portion of the game for a couple months. It's not coming to Warzone for a little while till the integration happens. So Warzone's staying the same until a little while after. So there's going to be a period of time where if you want to sneak peek at the new Warzone map, you have to play Zombies. And you have to buy the game. You know, see what I'm saying? So like there's going to be like a little bit of FOMO there to where you can get early access to the new Warzone map by playing Zombies if you pay for it. If they would have done it all right at the beginning on the free to play side of things, so if you're just playing Warzone for free, you get the new map right away, but they're putting it like behind a paywall for just a little bit.
Ew, that feels a little scummy.
So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was like just a cheeky little way to get a few more people to buy the game.
I mean, I'm curious. Well, not scummy, but I'm also like, how many people are they going to get to buy?
They're just marketing like fiends. Like they're just
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that many people paying just to get the sneak peek. Because then, actually, hold on. What's the time difference between the release date and then Warzone coming out? How much time is that between?
I think it's a couple months, or at least it's when the first season. When they do season 1. So it's probably around a month.
So maybe
a
bit scummy then.
So there'll be that time period when there'll be like playable stuff on the new map. Yeah. But it is essentially, from how I understand it, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I look forward to your emails. I think this is kind of taking the place of DMZ, because this is going to be ready up for an open world player versus enemy extraction survival experience against some of the biggest enemies in Call of Duty history. So it's gonna be like DayZ or whatever, right? Like it's gonna be a zombies.
Some of the biggest enemies. Do they mean like
zombie
physically
bosses?
Big enemies?
Yeah, zombie bosses.
Because I'm looking at the one on the screen now, and I don't think that's a zombie boss. I feel like that's like, I wonder how bigger they'll get.
Probably wild. I mean, it leaves a lot of room for creativity on their end, right? Like they could really do this. I loved
Black Ops 2 Zombies was my favorite zombies experience of all time.
But I mean,
and I don't know if I'll ever get that again.
Having like an open world zombies like allows them to do like different parts of the map. Like if you want to go take on this boss that's like in a limited time event, you can, to do a raid with your friends. You're gonna encounter little grunt zombies as you're moving along, and then
is it just you and your team? That's it. It's not like other teams.
No, I think there's gonna be other teams on there too. Yeah, so it's like an open world survival thing with zombies.
It almost feels like if you want to get like, it's like a raid, you know, like if you want to team up with other teams to go fight one big giant zombie boss, and then
allegedly it's kind of like DMZs with zombies and bosses. So yeah. Again, it feels like sorry about that. It feels like a World of Warcraft, like the raids when people get together and do that. It feels like that, but with zombies in open world. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of simplifying it down, but I feel like it's like DMZ, but instead of like the AI soldiers, it's just zombies instead. So it's kind of the same thing.
Well, I'll have to wait and see some actual gameplay for that.
All right, me too. That's all I had for COD. Sorry, we spent a long time on that.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the next great part of gaming nowadays.
Conversely, the Battlefield devlog won't take a lot of time to cover because there wasn't much. there wasn't much there. So I don't know if you guys remember it. I'm sure you did. I'm sure everybody saw it and saw like the community's reaction to this. Essentially what happened is they had a Battlefield devlog, and a lot of the developers and stuff on Twitter, I mean X, were hyping it up and like, here comes the devlog, everything that's going to happen with the future of the game. And when you think devlog, you think like the devs are going to talk and you're going to find out what they're adding, what they're working on, balancing changes, you know, the maps coming, the modes, their philosophy behind the game. All it was 10 seconds potentially of the one new map that's coming with season 6. They said it's getting delayed. Glitchy. It's getting delayed by a month. So this isn't coming until like mid-October. So you have a couple more months. They basically, you know, show there's a couple more months of no content. But what they are doing is called Battlefield Redux, and they're cycling through the mid-season game modes that have already been played. So they're going to have a couple weeks like where the mode from season 2 is active, the mode from season 3 will be active 1 week, and so on. So they're just rehashing all of that stuff. And they did claim against some of the backlash that there's going to be new content. The new content is skins. So there's not new playable content. It basically, in my opinion, like people were laughing, and I think they did a poor job of communicating what this was going to be and setting people's expectations. Because when you hype up a devlog and you show 10 seconds of the new map, which is the bare minimum that we would expect from a season anyway, and then the vast majority you were talking about rehashing stuff that people have already played, that's not anything. That's nothing. And then I saw some not necessarily developers, but some of the people that worked at DICE were like, they didn't understand why people were mad and were looking at feedback. And I just want to take this opportunity to clearly explain why people weren't happy. Okay, you have a video game that launched with by far the lowest amount of playable content that's ever been for the franchise in 7 launch maps. 1 map per launch. You had a game with no campaign, so they could focus on other things. You had another mode called Hazard Zone that you abandoned immediately before season 1 with 0 updates to that. Your other game mode is Portal that you added 0 content to. Not a single map was added to Portal. 1 map per season, in which another Battlefield would have already eclipsed that content in 1 season. Of all the postseason content you've launched, a previous Battlefield title would have eclipsed that in one season. And you have a game, and what does that spell? That spells out a game that is incredibly starved for content. And you wonder why people are mad because you delayed a season that consists of one map and recycled content anyway. It got delayed, and it's still only going to be one map. It's crazy to me. Like, the game is so starved for content because you have all these modes that they didn't even do anything to. And plus, you had a game that launched from the start with no campaign, so they could focus on other stuff. It is a skeleton of a Battlefield game, content-wise. Even though it plays a lot better now, even though they finally added a bunch of the features to the game that shouldn't have been taken out in the first place, it's getting back to where, you know, it feels and plays pretty well. It is starved for content. And for them to hype up a devlog where they're showing the bare minimum that you could expect from a season. I mean, they're saying season 6, so everybody's like, man, I hope it's more content. What's the bare minimum you could have for a new season? One map. And that's what they did. Like, you can't have 0 maps. So they have one map, the bare minimum, on a game that was already a skeleton. And that's why people are mad. So I hope that makes sense to people over at DICE. It's just that easy. Where's
I
the
got no
Tylenol?
words to add to that. You said everything I pretty much would say.
So it was pretty funny. Like, like, you looked at the
chat was hilarious.
The chat was funny. I had
your video. I was watching that. Yeah,
I had to put a snippet in that because it just went on. Like, people were like, "That's it, LOL." Like, and it's kind of a slap in the face to veteran players that have stuck with it, because they're like, you get to re-experience some of your new maps, and these will be new to a lot of people. If you stuck with this game and played through those, you've played that stuff, man. Like, you've played all those. They're expanding it to new maps and stuff, but like, these are essentially modes that could have been made in Portal, like that person could design in Portal. And if you want to play them, there's a lot of new stuff, or there's a lot of people who have recreated those modes in Portal that you could have played the whole time anyway. So it's wild. But at the end of the day, this proves what we're all thinking. The fact that it's a skeleton crew. There's very few people left working on 2042. They're all working on the next reimagined Battlefield as a platform title. That's just the truth. So I don't know.
It's a platform, bro.
That was my reaction to it. But the new map looks cool. It looks like a night map, which I really like. The night maps in Battlefield 1. They're neat.
I mean, you could barely tell what the new map's gonna be. You know?
No, you can't really tell, but you can kind of tell that it's a.
There is gonna be an underground section most likely, but other than that,
yeah, there's not much. Not much to be seen there. But don't worry, guys. It's delayed a month. For the one map.
Just the cherry on top.
The bare minimum content is delayed by a month. So that's good. Yeah, I thought exactly, Thor. I thought Halo was bad, but Battlefield's like, keep it up with them on the amount of content. But dude, it's just
my beer.
It's just obvious. It's just so I don't know why like some of these people are confused as to why the community's upset. It needs maps, man. Like, that's just what it needs. But yeah, I think the next Battlefield's gonna be in
bad shape.
I'm trying to think of time frame. There's a small chance it's next year, but it could be 2025.
I have a feeling we'll get a lot of news about it next year for sure.
I think we'll start maybe getting leaks next year, and then we'll see the game in 2025.
A beta next year.
Yeah. I don't know.
Another beta. Another 3-month-old beta.
Yeah. Did you have much for the quick shots? Or did you want to comment on the Battlefield stuff anymore? Or
I mean, yeah, you said it. You said it all. Pretty much. The only thing that I pretty much had was the Road to Vostok stuff, but I mean, even then it was
I didn't get a chance. Dude, it's so sick. I just watched a little bit. I gotta catch some of it live, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. Did you watch it? Like, did you give a rundown on
animations? I gave a rundown myself, but I haven't like made a video on it. That's what you're saying. Like I've sat down and seen it. So
I mean, so if I like, you could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a lot of it is quick shot. Sorry, that's gonna be like, I'm gonna hear that in real life. A lot of it from the the devlog as well too. First of all, the amount of work that this guy's doing,
bro,
is insane. Like, and the fact that he's like staying on schedule, like he said, he had some things to focus on a little bit more, or I forgot his exact words, but basically like everything that he showcased like a roadmap up to the second public demo, eventually to Steam's early access release, like and he was like making little green check marks next to it, like almost all of it's done, which is insane. um Even after a couple hiccups in the road, like he's still on top of everything. So um yeah, I know he's adding a basically like a 308 AR platform, I believe, or something along the lines, like a multi-caliber one. So it's interesting to see that. I think it's called the KAR-21, I believe. Yeah, the KAR. This is the first time I've ever seen this rifle platform. I've actually never heard of it. It's funny. It's got a bunch of like Magpul furniture on it too. So, excited for that. The weapon animations look great.
Audio.
I don't remember the guy's name. Audio. What?
No, the audio that they showed off with the bullets cracking.
Oh, that too. Oh yeah. Oh, this is. I mean, that plus the weapon animations that are being implemented as well too. And I'm guessing it. He has like a setting as well too where you can turn on and off the camera animations. So instead of like when you reload in games, your head kind of moves. So you can turn them off as well too. So that's a cool little optic as well too. Though the like moving on to like the different parts of the video, the weapon wall. Like I just love placing weapons on a showroom floor wall. Look at that. Look at that. See?
Huh?
He knows firsthand. So it's gonna be cool to see like your shelter after a good raid. You'll able to put stuff on the wall, kits and medical supplies, weapons, see what you were able to grab from there. A lot of the little things like the random loot simulation, like I love the way he's working because he's letting the game, almost like the engine, work for him in a lot of the randomization when it comes to rubble loot. Like he can just place one thing down and tweak it a little bit, and it feels like someone like meticulously went in by detail, placed the loot there, but it's just one guy, so he needs to make I'm trying to think of the term for it, of like things to help him out in the background that make it easier for him for development. So
yeah, no,
that's
we
cool.
when
Also,
we
and
when
then of
we,
course we talked to him.
yeah, when we talked to Auntie, like everything was, he has like such a great system for and making tools to make himself more efficient and meet these deadlines. He's blowing them out of the water.
Yeah, the tools and stuff like that.
And
Exactly.
he's adding so much to the game that he didn't even advertise. It's like there's every time there's a devlog, it's like new stuff that he like. It's always surprises in there.
And this game, I mean, and the views that his channel does,
Yeah,
and
it's awesome
for each video. Yeah, man, it blew up out of nowhere, and I'm glad because it definitely deserves it. Also the new highway area as well too. We got to look at a little sneak peek of, and again, nothing bad to say about it. I will say it looks a little bit empty right now. I would think there would be a little bit more vehicles on the road. Maybe that's just my opinion, but well, obviously especially if it's like a post-apocalyptic situation, I feel like to be like traffic on a highway. So
Yeah.
maybe it just feels very empty in the roads, especially if you have to get across like cover to cover. I feel like just a little bit more cars would help mitigate that. Also, a guitar. I love the Stalker guitar in that game, and now he's adding one in this. So thank you, Auntie, for doing that. I'm excited to just sit there by a campfire, play the guitar after a long, raid session. So
it's cool. The
yeah,
one thing,
I mean,
the one thing I did for
the
sure
AI
catch,
too is pretty cool
yep.
too.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, because I was looking at, so I would say it seems pretty complex, but at the same time, it seems pretty straightforward as well too. Like I don't know if you're gonna be able to know what the AI is gonna. I feel like you will be able to know what the AI is gonna do in certain situations. It's not going to be a AI farming simulator. I will say that, because I know like games that are in the similar realm, like Deadside, for instance, they're always like, you know exactly the pathing they're gonna take. Like you can wait by a door frame and know exactly they're gonna try to, you know, track you in. Same thing with like Tarkov Scav AI as well too. They're kind of um, easy to predict. So that's what I'm hoping we don't get from Road to Vostok. I feel like I hope they will go on flanking routes and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, AI is going to be really, 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 really important in this game because it's going to be it's going to be the primary source of your combat, right? It's not PvP. It's not planned to be PvP. So an AI
bandits look good, by the way, too.
AI is so hard to get right in video games. I feel like because there's a lot of them that don't do a good job at it. But what I saw was a really cool way to demonstrate that he's on the right track of the sight lines, how they can see you and stuff like that. I'd be interested to see like how it reacts to vegetation, because like in Tarkov the big thing is like you get head eyes from a scav at like 80 meters with a shitty pistol, and you get shot in the eyeball through a bush that you never saw. Like,
yeah. What was it? Another game that's doing AI pretty good as well too, in my opinion, is Project Quarantine. They're kind of going down the same route of like really because
it's huge.
Project Quarantine specifically is PvE as well too. So, and they're AI. I feel like because like I love the one AI I love in a certain game is Ready or Not. The way they react to situations, the way they hide behind corners, stuff like that. Like if I can get that type of AI in an open world game like this, oh man, that'd be perfect. Because then because imagine having to fight against, especially in the later zones, because I know like per zone it goes really easy in the start, PvE only, and then it starts to turn into PvP and PvE as well. So imagine having to fight against dynamic AI as well as players, to the point where you might not even know, is that a player pushing me or is that an AI pushing me? You know, because there's going to be different levels of AI. You got your bandits, your, you know, pretty much easy to kill scavs, your military guys. I think he said there was like a little list as well too. So right now, bandits the only one that are currently in game. So I'm excited for the public demo to see what all I think all of this will be implemented in the second demo. So
I'm not sure, but the one thing that is talking about now in the video, the bullet hiss. I don't know if you guys saw on my channel, I did the video where I shot suppression in real life.
Yeah.
I think that got hit with a little bit of the YouTube algorithm not showing people gun content.
Shoot guns. Yeah.
How it does.
It does.
But if you guys are interested in why I am so excited for the audio stuff that he's teased, check out a few videos ago on my channel. I had actually that lever gun behind me that's suppressed 357. And I shot subsonic and supersonic ammo. And you can tell the difference in the bullet crack. And he's actually putting that in the game. And it's huge. It's a huge difference. And you can hear that in my video. So it's like one of the only times
he was in chat. Hi, Auntie.
Yeah. Auntie's here. He stops into the program sometimes. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to have him pop in because he's just killing it. Yeah. He's been in the chat of the show for a long time. He comes by a fair amount, and I that's really cool. It's an honor, man, to have you here. You're doing such cool work. Yeah, it's neat. I'm so excited for this game, and like just to follow it along is so cool. And like the moment when we're gonna be able to get a hop into it is gonna be really neat. I feel like.
Yeah. At the same time, take your time. Cause
oh yeah, dude, I am not.
This is one of those games that I need for it to be good. Like out of the gate. I know there might always be issues here and there, but yeah, it's just everything about it screams the perfect game for me, especially because I love that Russian apocalyptic style gameplay. That's why I love Stalker, why I love Metro, why I love Deadside is a thing, why I love, you know, those games make me the most intrigued and interested in gaming as well too. So.
But if you go back and like watch our podcast when we talk to him, I don't know off the top of my head what episode number it is. I feel like Auntie is the last person to release a game that's not finished yet. Like just how prepared he is.
I know it won't. And that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. So.
Oh yeah, check out.
I'm excited to just play the guitar.
check out the video, Auntie. It's neat. I tried to demonstrate like what you're doing with things, because it's the same. I shot the same weapon with the same suppressor in the same area, which is the only difference between the sounds is subsonic versus supersonic ammo. And you can hear the bullet crack. You should also get some large revolvers in the game too. This is an airsoft one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should get some large revolvers in the game too.
6 shooters.
Be sweet. Yeah. Be pretty cool.
Oh man, no, that's about it though for what I had. I really, it's the podcast that we're a day early. So,
yep.
A lot of things that I want to talk about haven't been out yet. So
if Blue and I were full-time content creators, we would push the episode back and we'd co-stream Gamescom and watch it with you guys.
We would be doing a episode every day if we were full time.
Dude, it'd be fun. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool. We'd be co-streaming that and watching it along with you guys, which would be really cool. But unfortunately, yeah, we still got the thing. We do the thing, make the money, deal.
Do the thing.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to talk about real quick before we go, but yeah, Road to Vostok. If you haven't checked it out, you're doing the internet wrong. Get better.
Get better.
The next quick shot. Did you see this? I don't know if you saw this, Blue, and this is World War III related. Did you see they're looking for a new game designer?
What?
Jacob posted this in my Discord under the scope.
I know they got rid of the region picker for now because they got temporarily disabled. That's all I know.
He posted this article that they're looking for jobs at Farm 51. We are kicking off a brand new exciting game really shortly. Therefore, we are currently on the lookout for a seasoned game designer to join the project team. If you enjoy having a real impact on projects and working in a creative environment,
send me that link. You need to send me that link.
Well, it's a screenshot, so I don't know like where it came from, but he said it was from the Farm 51. I
will have to look up their website then, maybe.
Yeah.
Farm 51 jobs. I wonder if that's translated as well too.
But yeah, I mean it's from their website. Careers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're working on a.
It's right there.
Well, okay, hold on. Is it for a single? Because like they. So the thing about the Farm 51 that people forget about is that they actually made a good game called Chernobyl, which another game that I also love in that same era. It's in Pripyat. It's in Moscow, Russia, stuff like that. My light fell a little bit. Hold up. That's the point about moving. Oh, don't fall, please.
What'd you do?
Okay, we're good. Anyways, it's a good game. So I wonder what their next title will be. And
dude,
on top of that, that makes what?
Under requirements, it says experience working on a multiplayer FPS game.
Okay, well now. Oh, okay, hold up. Wait. Because I called it. Once September hits and that next content season drop happens, I think that's the last under their contract which was originally MWIII Games, then Wishlist Games. I think they're gonna finish out for the year, and I think they might move on to the next game. I don't know about shutting down they might shut down World War III. I don't see why not.
Those 12 people are gonna have to go home and
exactly.
Play something else.
So, but that because of World War III, they have a lot of work to do to
reputation
to fix their reputation.
Agreed.
If it's another FPS game. Oh man.
World War IV.
See, and that's the thing too, like the thing about the Four Winds Entertainment and then Wishlist Games, like, so their Four Winds Entertainment is not it's not the publisher, it's their translator company that like for other languages. And then they have Wishlist Games, which is their publisher, which I've never heard of until then. And I think it's the only game under their umbrella. I think they were like a realtor company in Greece, I should say, that just happens to have some money to give to them. So it was very shady. Everything felt really weird. So I think what's going to happen is that after September, once their HVT, which I'm still kind of looking forward to, I want to see what they have planned for that with their HVT game mode. If it's going to be some kind of battle royale, extraction, hybrid, or something along those lines. Um, but again, yeah, that's. But why? I mean, I'm curious. Is it only one game designer they're looking for
That's what it
that you
says.
saw? That's what it says.
It says
like,
we're looking for on the
'cause-
lookout for a seasoned game designer to join the project team. Sounds like they already have a team on it.
Which, oh man.
Woo!
Okay. All right, Farm 51.
I think this is kind of wild. I might make a video on it tomorrow. You should too, for sure.
I will for sure. I will for sure. This is yeah, I'm looking at it now. Like last but definitely not you. Hold on, wait. I want to read this real quick because this got me kind of like interested. It's like we're kicking off a brand new exciting game really shortly. Wow, so they're already planning on doing it pretty quickly. Again, same thing what I thought it was going to happen. They're going to shut down World War III pretty quickly after September, maybe. We'll see. Therefore, we're currently having on a lookout for a seasoned game designer to join a project team. If you enjoy having a real impact on a project, working in a creative environment, again, no fault to the devs. The devs they're really good. I have to say, like, again, some people might not agree with that statement, but I've talked to them and I really feel like it was a publisher issue with what happened with World War III.
I've said so many times that there's some cool shit in that game. Like, there's some really good stuff in that game.
Anyways, and he goes, working in a creative environment. And last but definitely not least, you love FPS games and you want to make them yourself, then we are definitely a match. Okay. Interesting.
Next logical question, Blue. Are you applying?
I took game design for 3 months and I said no, I'm not doing this. So
like that's a no for me.
Game design is hard, man. Game design is hard. I still want to learn it on the side, but holy crap, I tried to go to school for it and that was oof. I'm good. I'm still technically okay. Well, technically it's a MWIII Games partnership instead of a World War III partnership, which I would assume that will be gone soon. Dang it, Redbeard. I wasn't gonna talk about that. That's another game that MWIII Games was talking about real quick before we, I guess, end was
were you withholding information from the program?
It's okay. It's a crap. Okay, you saw the trailer for that weird game called Hawked.
No.
If you look at it, I think because I think we reacted to it. Well, it's from MWIII Games,
but it's not.
And it's like it's a PvPvE extraction shooter, but it's all cartoony.
It's not. But it's not Farm 51.
It's MWIII Games though, and technically I'm a partner with MWIII Games because of World War III. World War III, when they teamed up with MWIII Games, their partnership program was through MWIII Games. So I got a lot of like, dude, I ignored every message from MWIII Games to cover this game because I just knew it was this isn't my type of game. You know?
Yeah.
You got like fuzzy animals and monsters and it's an extraction game, but it's just not for me. It's just not my type of gameplay.
It's a Fortnite extraction shooter.
But interesting to see the publishers on this are MWIII Games and the Four Winds Entertainment. Like, I don't think the Four Winds Entertainment ever teamed up with MWIII Games until World War III. So I wonder if they now they have a collaboration where they now teamed up and then because MWIII Games and my understanding of what happened with MWIII Games and their relationship with World War III is that it's no longer a thing. The only thing they're using is their client servers. That's the only thing that they're using. But as of money wise, I don't think they're getting money from MWIII Games. That's where Wishlist Games comes in. So,
yeah, weird. I don't even know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
this is not the game though that they're talking about that they're working on.
No. Hawked is a different. Forget that game. Forget Hawked. No, this is.
Yeah, that won't be a problem.
I'm looking at the requirements too, and it goes in one of the second to last requirement is interest in military games.
Also, this isn't an FPS game. It's all over the shoulder, third person like Fortnite.
It's a third. Yeah, exactly. So the game that they're looking to hire for hasn't been announced yet.
Got you.
So, and interesting, they want you to at least have one commercial title shipped under your belt. That's not even like there's like a nice to have requirement section, but the one requirement you need to have is at least one commercial title shipped under your belt as a game designer. So
yeah,
I think they're looking to hopefully learn from their mistakes and somehow make a good military shoot. I mean, again, they had it when they came out in 2018. The servers were on fire, but that was the only issue for me was that, and the animations that were going to get revamped. But other than that,
yeah. I mean, they never got.
I got nothing. Roswell, Machina, all those guys. I have nothing against the devs. Like, people used to think like the devs are making the game, crap. And it's not their fault. I really don't think it's their fault. I know these guys. I know they're working hard. They were trying to put out the best thing that they could within the time they are allowed. I don't know about the finance section. I don't know about the monetization, how much they were getting paid. I don't know how all that was going on. So
I mean, that's just the biggest issue. Wasn't like a lot of the development stuff with that game. For me, it was an incredible lack of content. Like, this is one of the few games you could point to where post-launch content was more scarce than even Battlefield 2042. And just the way it was marketed.
Launch was good. Post-launch was,
and the excuse me, the netcode, the networking, and the audio were never fixed. I know they tried to redo audio, but the audio was always really rough, and the netcode never worked, man. Like, you just couldn't play it. Like, couldn't find a match. But
again, we said it earlier when we were talking about not World War III, but just like with Delta Force. Yeah, how hard it is to make a multiplayer FPS game nowadays. But
I've said,
old World War III, in my opinion, was the better version before the revamp. So they had it again. The netcode, understandable. The servers were always on fire.
I've also said a lot of good stuff about World War III too. Like I said, I think it's the gold standard for customization of weapons and soldiers out there. Like, I wish every game, that's my dream game as far as that goes. I love the setting. The maps are really cool and immersive. I like some of the mechanics.
They focused on the maps,
being able to lean and stuff.
Story in them.
And it had a lot of cool stuff. Like, and it, like, the pinnacle of that game for me, like the best part of that game was the customization was so good.
Project. 100% remote too. Interesting.
You're in the running. I'll probably talk about that in my video. It's going to be you.
Jeez. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I got another video to talk about, which is good because I needed to get a video out before I moved, so it'd be good for I'll be good for like a week.
There you go. I'm sorry I didn't tell you about that earlier. I honestly just was looking.
No. You know what? It's first of all, great content for the stream, for the podcast.
Yeah.
And for the program. And second, it gives me time to really write something about it. So,
will you be mad if I make a video about it?
No.
Yeah, look how mad he is, guys. I need something to make a video about too. Jeez.
See, like, the work that I put in.
Yeah, yours will be way better.
Out in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, mine will go live in the morning because I'm gonna do it before I go to bed.
You're gonna do it right now.
Yeah, and then yours will be like actually really good and insightful and put together.
I'm even gonna see if I can. You know what? I'm gonna hold that for myself. You'll find out. Let me cook. I'm already cooking.
All right. But
cool.
Jacob sent that and I was like, oh man. And I was busy. And then I like, that's kind of wild. And then I just was looking through that to make sure we didn't miss anything. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I don't know if Blue knows this. And then it's kind of wild.
All right. Okay.
All right then.
Cool.
That's all I have, guys.
Yep.
Man.
Good program. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys have been freaking killing it, by the way. Wait, in June was the same position offer for World War III. Hold on, wait, what? By the way, regarding the Farm 51 job offer, in June was the same position offer for World War III. So, like, did they leave? I don't know. See, now you got me. Okay, now anyways, continue. Now I'm confused. Confusion.
Woodbury, now we're confused. Not true, Redbeard. Just give me a steak and a Jack and Coke and we'll crank some bids out. Woo! But anyway, guys, yeah, thank you so much. At the end of the day, we appreciate you guys so much. The chat has been awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah, Rockhound Black, thank you for being here. Check out his channel. Auntie, same with Redbeard and Sir Blackout. They're awesome content creators too. Mr. Rain Gaming also does a great job covering BattleBit stuff. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. So check out all these guys' channels in chat. They do a super good job, and there's a lot of good content out there to check out. Gamescom tomorrow. 100%. Gamescom tomorrow. Check that shit out. We'll be watching it as well, commenting on it a week from today. And with that being said, we ask for your support, not monetarily. Just be a friend, tell a friend, bring somebody back with you next week, share the podcast around, and let's continue to grow our audience. Some really cool stuff we got in the pipeline, Gamescom episode next week. And then early September, I got a couple other guests I want to reach out to, but early September, we'll probably have the Drop Shot podcast guys on talking about COD, and that'll be a fire episode because those guys are like us. They're like no bullshit with the Activision marketing stuff. So it'll be a fire
I can't
episode.
wait to talk to these guys, and that'll be my new house by then. Hell yeah! Sweet.
It'll be Blue 2.0 in the new studio.
2.0. I'm going. It's gonna take some time, but I can't wait to I'm going all out this.
You gotta
studio,
have a
man,
massive
it's my
screen.
house. I found my old green screen as I was packing and stuff like that. So it's pretty big. It can pretty much fit you can't see it, but almost like an entire wall. So I might, but it doesn't. I want it to where it also fits the floor, so I can put myself in videos. Yeah. So it's coming. It's coming.
Sweet. All right, guys, have an awesome week. Thank you so much. And I really hope to see you next week. The audio version should be up tonight or first thing in the morning. I love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.